Well, hey, everybody. Chris Joslin here with the Bluegrass Music Hall of Fame and Museum in Owensboro, Kentucky. And today we're talking with Grammy Award winner, multiple IBMA Award winner, Dan Tyminski. Dan, thanks for joining us.
Oh, howdy, howdy. It's good to see you.
See you again, too. Hey, you're one of the most versatile artists I know, and your body of work is so diverse. But what can people expect when they come to see you perform here at the Bluegrass Music Hall of Fame and Museum on April 10th?
Oh my gosh. On April 10th, it is straight ahead bluegrass down Bluegrass Center Street. I know I've done a few different recordings and the past few projects I've done have varied quite a bit, but no, if you're going to be out there April 10th, you're going to see myself with Adam Steffi and Jason Davis and Maddie Denton, phenomenal fiddle player, Grace Davis, bass player extraordinaire. It's an all straight ahead bluegrass band. And they're kind of the little best of the best categories, great players.
Wow, that's great. That's quite a band that you've put together. I've seen Jason Davis play with you, and I know you've collaborated with some of these other folks, but yeah, that's a great band.
Everybody in the band are like, I couldn't want anyone else. I couldn't want anyone any better, anyone else. I mean, yeah. There's always, it feels like through my career, there's always been a different type of music to play, but my heart always continues to go back toward bluegrass. I mean, it's what I cut my teeth on. It's what I grew up on. Every time I stray, I'm always straying from traditional bluegrass music. That's kind of where my heart is. And this band, I think, is a band that definitely shines at the, what we'll call, my version of bluegrass, the bluegrass music I like.
That's great. Now, wow, you and Adam Steffi go way back. You've collaborated forever, back to the Alison Krauss days, and your paths have crossed on previous records. What's it like to be working with him again?
It's hard to explain. I mean, there are some great mandolin players out there. There's no doubt about it. I mean, you could, it wouldn't take you seconds to name so much mandolin in this world, but Adam, for whatever reason, when I first heard him, he became my favorite. He just has a sense of tone and timing. He plays awesome melodic licks, but his tone and his time and where his pocket is just unequaled. Like he is the man. If I had to pick one guy and say, if I had to listen to one, it's Adam Steffi. He is the man. He's got the best right hand and left hand out there.
Well, he knows how to support a song really well. So he makes really good decisions and always makes the singer sound good. I'm sure you like that, right?
Completely. Again, everyone in the band, I think we all strive for that same thing. We want to be a part of a bigger sound. We're not trying to show the world who we are as individuals. We're trying to show what we can do as a band. And Adam has a way of listening while he plays that, he's clearly a pro. Yeah, absolutely.
Have you been working on any new music with some of these musicians? Anything in the works?
Yeah, well, it's a shame that, this whole year has kind of slowed us down. I mean, the original plan was to come out this year with a bang, and there is so much new music getting ready to come out. I promise. We have been working on arrangements of just a ton of stuff that I think is going to cater to the traditional bluegrass fans. Hopefully they're going to be real happy with the stuff that we have coming out. I'm excited for it. We have some stuff recorded, a lot of stuff. And we've worked up just about everything that we're going to record. Now it's just a matter of getting together and making it happen. But new stuff coming.
Well, and I was curious about your process in the studio and if that has changed in the age of COVID. I know a lot of artists, they work out these arrangements on the road. Other artists, you keep it really spontaneous. You come in and make a chart and play it down, and you get in there and record it before you know it too well to keep it spontaneous. What's been your process on some of the music you're working on now?
Well, you're getting a little glimpse into the area that I work in. This is my little studio here at home. And I've been doing, it's started as a songwriting studio. I've been trying to write music. I've been trying to make up, new stuff. Here lately, I've been focusing on the bluegrass side of things. So there's new music coming in that way. But recording, there's, you need a little bit of everything. I don't think you can compare what it adds to have a live band reacting from each other. So I think at the very least, if you don't have the to be in a studio with everybody recording at the same time, I think it's paramount that you get together with the guys so that you can play it and just get a little recording of it so you can hear where the energy is, who plays off of who, and get some ideas so that if you have to piece it apart and do it one track at a time, you have an idea of how it felt when it was going down. And you can, again, the more you listen to that stuff, if you record your practice sessions, you get a really good feel for what it's going to be. And I think you can get it done. It's a lot lengthier process, definitely more difficult, but I think the payoff is the same. If you have people you can react to that are playing great music, that you do that in whatever process you can. In Corona times, it's been a little slower, but we're still getting it done.
Yeah. Well, Dan, I'm standing here in the Bluegrass Music Hall of Fame and Museum in one of our exhibits, and I'm one of those fortunate folks in their dream job. I get to tell the story of my heroes every day. Who are some of your heroes in bluegrass music? Some of those who really influenced you as you were coming up in the business and probably still creep into your creative process today?
I mean, it's been no secret lifelong for me. My biggest hero was Tony. We just lost my biggest hero. So Tony Rice has been the man who has kind of stood in the forefront of everything I'm about since I started playing music. I mean, the record that got me going, that really set me on fire, was the 0044 record, like a lot of people. And it's still kind of my benchmark today, but there are so many musicians. I mean, I loved the singers, Larry Sparks, to hear Larry sing still gives me goosebumps. I loved all the classics. I love the Stanley Brothers. I love Flatt and Scruggs, Bill Monroe. I love those guys. I grew up myself with a lot of local musicians, live music in the Northeast. I grew up in Vermont. Mm-hmm. So I didn't get a taste of a lot of authentic, we'll say authentic bluegrass music until I was a little older. I was already, I had a couple recordings, the main one being the J.D. Crowe and the New South 0044 record. That's the one that got me going, made me want to be a banjo player. I still have that secret desire to be a banjo player, but I'm getting it done on a guitar these days instead. So the hero, I mean, the heroes, man, every time I see somebody that inspires me, man, it's a new hero. I mean, it's hard to say. I never had really one person that I focused on outside of maybe Tony, Ricky Skaggs in that era. They were probably the main two.
Well, you mentioned Tony, and we're all thinking about Tony and still reeling from that. I know you worked with him directly many times. Do you have a story, anything you can share with us, an experience working with Tony directly and what that was like?
Man, working with Tony was an awesome experience, but I was, at the time that I did it, I was really, really nervous. I mean, it was just to be around someone who had such a big part of what influenced you and made you want to play. You find yourself, really being so, trying so hard, maybe too hard, to really let it happen that, the way it could have. Tony was fun to play with. I mean, we got to travel with Tony. I did some stuff as his mandolin player in the Rice unit. And then he went out with us with Allison and Union Station. We did a tour with Tony where we got to collaborate, and he's an awe-inspiring musician. When he played, he made you react to what he was doing. There's, few people have the sense of emotion that they can put into their instrument that Tony had, and everything he did was inspiring to me. The Tony Rice stories, he had to drive everywhere. We wanted him to ride the bus with us. And he said, I just really like to drive. I like to have my car there, and I really prefer to drive. And we're like, well, it's 14 hours, between some of these gigs. And, and he just looked and he was like, yeah. He just drove. He loved his car. He loved to drive. He loved, he loved nothing more. He loved solid rhythm sections. When he heard a rhythm section that made him feel it, he would make the motions like he was on the horse, man. So
if it was cooking, he'd give it up. He'd get up for you if it was cooking, huh?
Man, there will never be another.
Yeah, right. Well, hey, I wanted to mention, I know this will not be your first visit to the new location for the Bluegrass Music Hall of Fame Museum. You were here a little over a year ago for a PBS taping called Bluegrass Now. You were here with your band and a lot of other artists. And, Owensboro has declared that we are the bluegrass music capital of the world and trying to live that out. And you've been here to see what's beginning to blossom. You know, just from your perspective, I know bluegrass music is played and enjoyed all over the world. It's healthy, but what do you think the significance is of bluegrass music having a permanent address, of having an archive, a destination that's 365 days a year? I mean, how do you feel that's important for bluegrass music and for artists like yourself?
I can't think of anyone in any situation who doesn't have a place they call home. I don't know how to be separated from a place that you have to call home. I don't know how much I could explain any more than that. I mean, it's, for me, my fondest memory, my connection to my life and what I do and everything is my home, where I grew up, what it is to me. I think you have to have something that you picture in mind. I don't think you can say the home for bluegrass and wonder what it is. I think you have to have a destination. And I think you've taken that destination and validated it as the home of bluegrass. I mean, I don't know of anyone who plays the music or who is into the music that doesn't immediately think of Owensboro when they, I mean, it's just what it is, you know, it's what it's been for so long. You know, I don't think it's any small thing to achieve. I mean, when you feel the spirit of bluegrass music, when you go there, when you see the people gather from all over the planet, I mean, everyone comes to one place, and that is Owensboro.
Well, Dan, it's great that artists like you are helping us build that brick by brick, and so it's an honor to have you part of this journey with us. You know, I like to say that we're a lot of things to a lot of people. We're a cultural center. We're an archive. We're a resource center. But you know, live music energizes everything we do. So it really all begins with the music, the direct experience. Would you be up for sharing a song with us? Again, nothing communicates what people can expect here on April 10th than just hearing you sing a song, whether it's new music or something you've been performing for a while.
I can do that. You know, it's funny you say that. Most interviews that I do, at the end of every interview, it's a very common question. They say, do you have anything else you would like to add? And the one thing I always say at the end of almost all my interviews is that you really should go and support live music. I think hearing music created in front of you touches your soul in a different way. It's different than recorded music. I love recorded music. There's a place for it. You have to have it. I understand that. But all of my influences and the reason that I want to play music was, I mean, it was first when I heard a recording, but when I saw him play in person, I was forever more changed. So sure, I'm going to play you a song. Trying to think of what song to play. Believe it or not, I don't have anything in mind. I've been writing a lot of music. I could do you something new. I could showcase something for y'all. What do we want to do? What do you want to? Do you have anything you'd like to hear? Do you want something new? I'm gonna let you pick.
Do you have anything we haven't heard yet that you've been in the studio with, or that you plan to go in soon? Maybe something you've written?
Right, I'm gonna play a song. Let's see, I might have to jack it up here in one little bit. If we're gonna play bluegrass song, needs to be in B. I'll play a song that I wrote with a buddy of mine not too long ago. I heard the term, someone had mentioned Occam's razor. They had seen it in a movie and asked what it was. And it's the theory that if you have a lot of information, it's usually the simplest explanation is the one that is the truth, which is, they call it Occam's razor. And I thought Occam's razor would be an interesting title for a song. And I called a songwriter friend of mine. His name is Monty Criswell, and asked him if he would help me with this idea. And I'll play you what we came up with. This is a song called Occam's razor. Occam was a great philosophizer born in 1285. He said the likely explanations are the simple ones right there before your eyes. He called his theory Occam's razor, but if you ask me, old Occam was a fool. He might never have hypothesized that theory if he'd met the likes of you. You said you loved me with your smile, so I drew a strong conclusion that you'd be around a while. I never saw the goodbye coming till you walked out the door. Now I don't think I'll shave with Occam's razor anymore. I wonder if old Occam ever had a broken heart as bad as this. It's illogical and I dare say impractical to ever think he did. 'Cause you see, Occam was a friar, unaffected by the games a woman played. He'd never fallen for a liar. He'd never felt the sting of that blade. You said you loved me with your smile, so I drew a strong conclusion that you'd be around a while. I never saw the goodbye coming till you walked out the door. Now I don't think I'll shave with Occam's razor anymore. Now pouring whiskey on this lesson learned. And no, this cuts deep and burns. Well, you said you loved me with your smile, so I drew a strong conclusion that you'd be around a while. I never saw the goodbye coming till you walked out the door. Now I don't think I'll shave with Occam's razor anymore.
Yeah.
Occam's razor. If you're a bluegrass fan, it could be Baucham's razor. I don't know. Huh? Secretly about Terry Baucham.
I don't think Bauckham uses a razor. Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, that's
did.
great.
I think he'd bust a razor if he tried to use one.
That's awesome. Well, I hope you'll play that on April the 10th. I'd love to hear that with a full band too. Great song. Yeah.
We're gonna do a bunch of new stuff. We're gonna do a bunch of old stuff. We're gonna have a great time. We can't wait to see you guys.
That's great. Well, Dan Tyminski playing 2 shows right here at the Bluegrass Music Hall of Fame and Museum on April the 10th, 5 o'clock and 8 o'clock. If you want to come to the show, I recommend you go to bluegrasshall.org today and get your tickets. In fact, this is your official low ticket alert that I'm giving you right now. So there aren't a lot of tickets left for that, but there are 2 shows, so 2 opportunities. So reserve your ticket today. Dan, thanks so much for visiting with us. We can't wait to host you guys here April 10th.
I'm so happy to do it. Thank y'all for having me.
Yeah, thank you.